Hi everyone, I'm Kate and I am the founder of Team Eat Sweat Pray. I am a coach and I started coaching for the discount on Shakeology in 2013 and have been actively coaching since the late summer of 2014. So it has been an exciting journey, a lot of fun, and I'm just really excited that you're here. I am a certified PiYo instructor, and I'm also a wife and have two beautiful fur babies. So no kids yet, but I do have two dogs. Today is a really powerful day as we kick off our Jumpstart to Success training. Because we're covering your story and your why. And that's just so powerful when you are becoming a coach, or if you are just taking this training because you're really wanting to kickstart your success a little bit quicker. It is so important that you know what your story is and you know how to get that story across. And so that's what we are going to be covering today, as well as the Beachbody 3 Vital Behaviors. So you probably have already heard of the 3 vital behaviors. I hope you have, because we cover those in our Getting Started Right call, as well as some of the pre-training to the Jumpstart to Success training. So I'm just going to cover those again because I think they're really important. It took me a while to pick them up. I definitely didn't start doing them right away. I wish I would have. So we'll cover those quickly again, but just wanting to really utilize your time wisely, so I'll try to get through this as fast as I can. I think your story, when you're first starting out, it can be a place where maybe it's something you don't feel comfortable sharing, and it takes a lot of guts to get it out there. And there may be things that you're not going to share. There's definitely things that that I still haven't shared about myself. And I don't know if I ever will, but there are so many pieces in your life that you can have an impact on somebody else's life. Somebody just needs to hear your story before they really feel comfortable moving forward in their fitness, health, and just confidence journey. So this is really powerful. If you don't share your story, I can promise you, you are missing out on so much success. So not only is it really freeing, but it also is really great for your coaching business, because that's really what people need, and that's what we do is we change people's lives. So just to get started, you're going to have an assignment at the end, and that's going to be really writing out or sharing via video what your story is. I recommend video because you'll have that, and it's good practice. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's good practice to share your story on a video, because as you grow in this journey, video is a really big part of what we do, and it's a great way to connect with people. When you have a video, you just connect more. So I encourage you to do the video. So really, when you're thinking about your story, dig deep. What are some of the things that make you unique? Some of the struggles that you've went through. Maybe it was a life-altering decision that you changed. Maybe you're really looking to get out of debt, or you just were unhappy with the way you felt. What is that thing? And there can be multiple things, but in order to share your story, I suggest coming up with kind of that main thing and sharing that. And throughout your coaching, you're going to breadcrumb other pieces your story in, because we all have so many different unique things about us. So try to sit down and think about that one thing, maybe that life-changing moment in your life. Maybe it was a transformation story. There's so many different pieces to it. Maybe it's just to be a healthy role model for your kids. So think about that. To get started, I'm gonna share with you my story. It will kind of give you an idea of how to share your story. My story isn't When I first started, I didn't think my story was anything great, but I've come to realize that it is. It's life-changing for me. So I grew up in North Dakota, and I met my now husband in Washington, D.C. I was interning there, and he was in the Naval Academy. Anyways, we ended up getting married. We moved to North Carolina, Camp Lejeune, and I became a military wife, which was not really what I had ever planned in life, but I've come to learn that God is really funny, or he likes to surprise us. We never can really plan. So I was a military wife, and I had always been very career orientated. I wanted something big. I knew that God had big plans for my life, and I thought, well, that meant law school. So while my husband was deployed, I studied for the LSAT, and I was going to do this. I really wanted to have a career, and I really wanted to change people's lives. God had always put that in my heart. I didn't know what it was, and I thought that this was the answer. So while my husband got out of the Marine Corps, I actually got into law school. I got a scholarship, and I started, and I was 2 weeks in, and God just was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you here? This is not where you're supposed to be. I've never had that feeling before. I just knew what I had gotten myself into was not right. And I decided to leave after 2 weeks, which to me at that time I felt embarrassed. I was like, I don't want anyone to know. Like, I can't believe I did this. But God had really put on my heart, like, what is truly important in life. And I'm not saying that becoming an attorney is not a good career. It's a great career, and there's so many opportunities for people there. But it wasn't what God had planned for me. And I really realized that I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have time. I wanted so much more than I would get if I was an attorney. And I knew that even though I had a scholarship, I'd be in major debt, and it just wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I needed that experience in order for God to be like, hey, look, this is not where you're supposed to be. This isn't a career, and money aren't the important things in life. Your family is. And that's what I wanted. I wanted time with my family. I don't have kids yet, but I knew that I was pushing myself in the wrong direction. So while that whole process was happening, I had gained weight, and while my husband was deployed, I was eating poorly. I was still running marathons. I never really understood nutrition. I was eating fat-free foods, like all of those processed foods that are healthy, and I just wasn't feeling good about myself. And during that time, I also heard about Shakeology, and I thought it was a gimmick, but I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. I'd try everything else. I tried like other diets. I didn't really even need to be on a diet, but I didn't really understand why I was gaining weight when I was working out, and that's because I had poor nutrition. So anyways, enter the Beachbody Challenge, enter Shakeology, and I can't even explain like how good I felt. I really learned about clean eating, and every day is still a journey. I'm still on my health and fitness journey. I'm still learning. I am not an expert. I don't say I'm an expert, and that's what coaching is. You don't have to be an expert in anything. And then once I had come to that point of ending my law school plans, I had already been doing the Beachbody Challenges, and my coach invited me into coaching. And I was a discount coach because I wanted the discount on Shakeology, but that's when I started actively coaching. And it just was so crazy fun. I was like, this could be a job, and that's crazy. And I just fell in love with it. And I knew at that point that this is where God's calling was for my life. The moment I got that one email or Facebook message, just told me from someone how much I had made an impact on their life. I was in tears. I She had lost a lot of weight, and she was more confident, and she was happy, and it was so amazing to be a part of that. And that's when I knew this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and it doesn't feel like work. So that's really where I started, and I just was like, I'm going to do this. Like I got a full-time job, so I started coaching with a full-time job, and that's definitely doable. That's what's awesome, is that you are in charge of your business. So you work when you want to work. You decide how fast you want to go, how slow you want to go. I mean, it's on you. You are the driving force of how successful you're going to be. Nobody else. So that's what was really cool. And I told myself, I'm going to do this. Like I just saw success fairly early because I put the time in, and I shared what I was doing, and I shared my story. And it was crazy to see how it grew, and I loved it. So that's my story. There's definitely a lot of other pieces to it, confidence-wise, that I gained from this. And if you follow my page, you'll see more of that. And as you get to know me, you'll learn more about my story. But that's my story. I think that sometimes hearing somebody else's makes you think what yours is, and maybe pieces were drawn out for you. I encourage you to maybe go on YouTube and listen to other people's whys. Just search Beachbody My Why, and you'll come up with a ton of ideas. It's good to hear people talk about it because it might ring a bell in some pieces in your life. I'm so excited to be able to eventually, work full-time as a coach and make a full-time income, a 6-figure income, maybe a 7-figure income. That's crazy. Where else in the corporate world can you do that? So again, your assignment is to share what your story is, and what you really want out of this, and why you became a coach. There's so many different reasons. So next, I'm going to quickly go over the 3 vital behaviors. The first vital behavior is invite, invite, invite. The second vital behavior is be proof that the products work. And the third is personal development. So these are the 3 things that we do on a regular basis. These are the core of what we do. And if you do these things, you'll find success as a coach. So first, invite, invite, invite. This is really how we kick off as coaches. So you are going to share that you've become a coach, and you're going to invite people to come along with you in challenge groups. You are going to invite them to join your journey in a challenge group with a challenge pack. You are inviting people on your journey. So it's really simple. The other is inviting people to the coaching opportunity. Maybe they want to work from home. Maybe they want to quit their full-time job and not have a boss. They may want to be home with their kids. They want financial success. They want to be able to vacation. They want to bring their husband home from work. There's endless possibilities there. So you're going to invite people into the coaching opportunity. That's the fun part, when people join our team just like you, and we have a lot of fun, and we become really close friends. And then the second vital behavior, be proof that the products work. This is so important. Sorry, my Periscope is going off. I'm a Periscope junkie. Be proof that the products work. You got to do this on a daily basis. You may have just become a coach, and you are just starting with a challenge pack and a fitness program and Shakeology, and a lot of people do that. So you are going to use those products every day because it's going to transform your body, and people are going to ask you what is going on. It's going to transform your confidence level. People are going to wonder why, what's changed. And that's when you can share and go into the inviting as well. So you got to make sure that you're doing that. If you're not, it's, I'm just going to say it, you could end up looking like a hypocrite. And nobody wants to do that. You really want to be honest. And this isn't sales. You're sharing your story and your journey, and these work. So it's just a great way to get started. So really make sure that you're doing that. And then that way you can share from personal experience. When people actually ask you, like, what is this Shakeology? You actually have a personal story to tell. And then the third vital behavior is personal development, which I believe should be the first. It is changed my life a lot. 15 minutes a day, 10 to 15 minutes a day. I suggest more than that. It changes your outlook. You just become more confident. You really learn how to help people better. And that's really what being a coach is. You want to have a servant's heart. You want to learn how to add value into people's lives. And you can't add value into other people's lives if you're not adding value into your own. And I really learned that. I would never read they're kind of self-help books, but I just couldn't read that. I thought it was boring. Now I am addicted to it, or whether it's a podcast that I listen to, a book, trainings. This is personal development, this training that you're in. So make sure that you are doing that every day. I think a lot of people set that aside and don't do as much as they should. So you're going to learn more about all three of these in the next few days of training, but I just wanted to run over them now one more time. So I have went way too long, but I think when you're adding in the story, it just adds a little bit more in there. I want you to think about what your story is, and I want you to share it. Write it down, share it, even if it doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to hear from you, and the process of going through that is important and thinking about it. So hope you have a beautiful day, and you are amazing, and it's going to be an amazing day, so have a good one.